Hey, it's James Father's Rights and Resources, hashtag how I got custody. Here's a cool idea among many ideas of dealing with the alienating parent. Okay. Uh, Two things about using a teddy bear or a toy and also using a photo album. So I got full custody of my daughter when she was 7 months old in 2001. I won over and over, show you my winning orders, won in the Court of Appeals, destroyed guardian ad litems, got the mother found in contempt, fought off bogus restraining orders, and helped thousands of dads do the same thing since 2001. And I was talking to a dad today, and he was talking about a photo album, and so it inspired me to make this video. You know, every time he has a visit, he takes pictures of him and his daughter, and he put a photo album together, and they look through it. If you don't just, everybody should be taking pictures of every visit. I have a video on my YouTube channel. I have about 2 or 3 videos about taking pictures and how a picture's worth 1,000 words, to use those pictures in court. But if you have a photo album at home in a hard copy, or you save all your pictures on a computer, and you have your kids sit in your lap if they're a little kid or a toddler, and you go through those pictures when you have your visits, or you add new pictures, or you take pictures from the last visit and you have your child, you actually print out the pictures. Maybe you take them to a photo place and get the pictures printed out, and you go pick them up, show them how you did it, have them hands-on helping you put the photo album together. Maybe you do a fancy photo album with colored paper and you glue it on there and glue pictures and put them at an angle, and, let them draw in there and say, me and daddy went to the zoo, or we saw the, the lions or the giraffes and it was fun. They're putting the photo album together, and it's something they look forward to. And the pictures from last visit, or last thing you did, or something you did a couple weeks ago, they're putting them in there, and they're making memories, and there's a deeper attachment, so that when they're away and it's time to come back to you, they're all excited for the next time they're going to look. What are we going to put in the photo album next? There's a tie, there's a bond, there's a psychological thing. They're participating in it. And, I kind of added some of those things in there. This guy was saying how they have a photo album that they go through. And I can't remember if he said, last visit, he'll add the pictures from last visit or whatever. But the more I talk about that, the more I'm thinking about these ideas where the kid's participating in it, and it's a family thing, and it's a family bond, and it's dad-daughter time, or dad-son time, or dad-kids time. And look, we're participating in putting these memories together, and you're emblazoning it on their brain and, searing it into their memory. Another idea, another idea, a friend of mine who was an alienated woman, she had a great relationship with her daughter, but the dad alienated the son. I don't even know if she's seen him. It's been that was with the other parent. It's probably been about 17 years. Anyway, this Brazilian lady who had English as a second language got royally screwed by the father and his attorney. He was growing weed and making money before it was legal. So he's a drug dealer with a bunch of money to railroad her. But she used to help people out, and she was great at looking up case law and helping people write briefs and stuff like that. But she came up with this idea. Her name is Grassa. She came up with this idea that you send your child back with something like a teddy bear or a toy. Probably a teddy bear is probably the best idea, I would think. And you say, every time you think of me, hug the bear and I'll be hugging you. Or, I think about you all the time. So when you think about me, hug this bear and I'll send my love back to you. So you send something to them. Like my daughter used to, when she was a baby, she's about 2 years old. She watched this cartoon. I don't think it was the Burstein Bears. It was a different one. Bearstein Bears. It was a different one. But they had a mama, a papa, and a child bear. And the child called the dad Daddy Bear, and the dad called the kid Baby Bear. And so, she showed me the cartoon that she was watching, and she's like, Daddy Bear. She started just talking to me like that and calling me Daddy Bear. So I called her Baby Bear, and we did that for years. If you have a teddy bear you send your kid and say, I'm always thinking about you, always miss you. Here's daddy's love to you. Or somehow you think of a way of saying it. This bear is Daddy Bear. or this is me. And when you miss me and you want to be around me, just give the bear a big hug and I'll feel the hug, or something like that. So when that kid is with the other parent, there's an attachment there, especially if the other parent doesn't have pictures of you, doesn't promote whatever, and hopefully they don't throw away the toys that you transfer or whatever. Or let's say you win a toy at a carnival or something like that. You know, there's an attachment there because you were like, we were all celebrating and we won and it's all us together and here's the memory from that. But if you have something where they can have an attachment, some tangible thing, or maybe it's a doll, if you're an alienated mother or something, but it just seems like teddy bear is the right thing to do. Maybe you could think of your own idea, but something that's with them when they're attached and they miss you and they can't reach out and feel and touch you, but that bear or whatever, or maybe you both get a bear. And when you have phone calls, like maybe you have the bear with you and the other side, like you're doing FaceTime, have video calls, and they bring their bear. You tell them during your time, hey, when you get on the phone with me, bring your teddy bear and I'll bring mine. And you bring yours and you say, I miss you. And you lean over and hug the bear or something like that. But just a little idea to keep an attachment going for them to look forward to when they come over. And then maybe you give them one of the pictures, or you get some pictures and you give them a copy of a picture and send it back to them. And if the other parent is throwing that stuff away, you find out, you know, if my kid comes over to my house and after a visit and they say, oh, mommy threw my picture away. I'm going to get my camera and pull it out and videotape them and say, what did you just say? Mommy took my picture away. What picture? Why did she do that? I don't know. She was just mad and she threw it away and said, don't do that anymore. Well, I'm sorry. Do you want another picture? Or you want to take one of the pictures? And then, you know, during my visits, I'm taking a million pictures. I'm taking video of stuff. If the kid says something crazy, I'll videotape it. If there's visitation exchanges, I'm going to videotape everything, whether the other side knows it or not. You can videotape anything in public. You just can't audio record somebody in some states unless you got their permission, unless it's a one-party consent state. And some people are afraid to videotape that stuff. You should you're about to go to trial or a court case and decide the fate of your kids. Why would you not videotape stuff? And the fact that some of you guys go to court and the other side says, oh, they're videotaping during exchanges. Nobody can be videotaped or kept under surveillance. You know how stupid that is? First of all, if the parents are conflicting, have a lot of conflict, the courts should want them to videotape so that nobody acts up, or if they do act up, they have proof of what's going on. The only reason you would do that, you would ask that there's no videotape, is if a woman's whining and crying, complaining about being a victim, and they don't want the dad to have proof that the mom's new boyfriend is threatening you or she's talking smack during the exchange. And I would say that, Your Honor, why would you not want us to videotape the exchanges? Because if something happens and it's wrong, then it's just my word versus hers. Why wouldn't you want video of it? On top of that, look around in the courtroom. There's video cameras here. There's video cameras in the hallway. There's video cameras outside the court when we walk up. There's video cameras on the street. There's video cameras on the streetlight. There's video cameras everywhere. And you're saying I'm the only one in the world who can't videotape stuff for my own safety? There's something wrong with that. And there's something wrong with a mother who asks for that. What can possibly be the reason? Because she wants to continue to act hostile to me and get away with it, or have her boyfriend threaten me. Why, if I'm not doing anything wrong and she's not doing anything wrong, what's the problem? Oh, it's just harassing. Why? Are you harassed by all these other video cameras that are in the room right now? Are you triggered? Are you exploding and melting into a tub of goo because the camera's on you and you can't take it? If she's really serious about that, there must be some mental health issue she's dealing with, or she's talking like a paranoid schizophrenic, or she's lying because she wants to do abusive, crazy, narcissistic, gaslighting, harassing stuff and threaten me during visitation exchanges like she has in the past. Anyway, but the main point was teddy bears and photo albums and creating an attachment with the kid for when you're gone or when you're not around each other.